Good morning. I'm Amanda DeFelice, and today I'm joined by Fleming Christensen, the CEO of Sundance, and Maggie Williams, the Chief Strategy Officer at Ainstein. Thank you both for sitting down with me today for a brief Q&A just about the partnership between your two companies. So let's start out with some brief company intros. Fleming, what's the primary focus of Sundance? What are your key offerings?
So Sundance is primarily electronics design and manufacturing company, and we develop a commercial off-the-shelf module for a range of applications, and we've done that for about 35 years. And some of the products was actually used by Einstein in the early phases of their development. We now exclusively use FPGA technology for our products, and that's to give us a highly efficient signal processing and also low latency connectivities and monitoring. And such small FPGAs are ideal for small sort of single board computers. And one of the latest modules which we are introducing shortly, as we're currently doing some field testing, is the one you can see in the background. It's a small little module. It's about 30 millimeters by 50 millimeters, and it will connect to 4 cameras, and it's got onboard processing. So that's the primary function of Sundance for now.
That's great. Thank you. And Maggie, can you tell us a little bit about Ainstein?
Absolutely. So Ainstein at heart is really a radar sensor company and a product solution company. So we were started in 2015, and since that time, we've really expanded in 3 specific market verticals. So aerospace is, of course, our heritage. So we are primarily in altimeters for above ground level measurements for both short range and long range altimeter. This past year, we also released the world's first dual frequency altimeter as well for long range, measuring up to 500 meters. Our second vertical is going to be in the vehicle space. So we offer both on-road and off-road technology for radar sensing. So that's primarily going to provide you with object detection, tracking, collision avoidance for both pedestrian cars and other objects. So what we'll see that typically applied in is forward-looking radar, blind spot detection, and advanced cruise control applications. Our last vertical is going to be in professional sports, believe it or not. So we have a professional launch monitor that is for the sport of golf first. So it measures 16 independent ball and club data metrics for that. And then recently we're developing a personal handheld multi-sport device as well.
That's great. Thanks, Maggie. So this partnership between Sundance and Ainstein started in 2018. So Fleming, I'd love to hear from you. Why was Einstein's radar a good addition to Sundance's product lineup?
Well, at the time, we didn't really expect them to be so efficient and also so low cost, because typical radars were a lot more expensive in the beginning, and most uses of these kind of autonomous machines has been based around sort of LiDAR technology, and some of the applications, some of the customers which we had in the past had been using cameras and vision system with LiDARs. The LiDARs unfortunately have some back issues, in as much as it doesn't work in bad weather condition, and we do have plenty of that in the United Kingdom. So that was a good pitch. So the other thing which we're looking at is the combination of sort of vision and radar, and especially with the later systems coming out of units coming out of Einstein, then we think it's a very good combination.
That's great. Maggie, how about you? What makes Sundance such a great distributor for Ainstein?
Sundance, for our distributor in the UK, they've really been an ideal distributor for us. So Ainstein has distributorships throughout the world. Really what makes Sundance stand out the most for us is really their engineering background, their level of expertise in this particular area has allowed them to connect at a deeper level with customers, both pre and post sales. So that really allows that deeper level of connection that our customers really seek and look for. Sundance's strong industry presence within the UK is something that's just unsurpassed. That's really allowed them to excel. And then the last thing that we see is really that deeper, they have a deeply integrated network. So what that allows us to do and them to do really is to develop deals and opportunities with customers really truly before they become RFPs, which is where a lot of that larger business happens. And that's something that we're just so happy about.
Absolutely. Fleming, what would you say the biggest benefit in working with Ainstein has been?
Well, mainly the units we're shipping to our customers, they just work. Okay, so it's never. I don't think we've seen a unit coming back yet. So the reliability is incredible. The performance is second to anything else we have reviewed on it, and they work in any environment. I mean, it's obviously in the drone world, it's quite hazardous, and we don't have any problems with it. We are looking forward to more ground-based applications. We think that there's more potential for the higher performance units as well. And I know that Einstein like to get into autonomous self-driving cars, but I have a view that we will never see them being useful because the humans are a bit irrational, and we make decisions which the computers can't actually cope with, and then everything will go wrong. But they are helpful for safety reasons, and that is what I'm thinking that the newer units will be able to do.
That's great. Maggie, what are the benefits to Ainstein of having distributors like Sundance?
You know, I think firstly, what we see is there is that in-country support. So our customers really expect a boots on the ground support. So real-time support that allows that in-country support team to be able to call up at any time during their working hours and be able to also serve as an in-country depot for repairs, RMAs, and just all over both pre and post-sale support. What we also see for Sundance especially is market insight, especially into the UK, into the tech market. Tech industry moves very fast. It's both region and market specific and growth. And so what Sundance's presence really allows us in that industry is to stay one step ahead of the market demand, but also continue to develop, allows Ainstein to continue to develop new tech and next generation tech that really meets that demand that we're seeing from those market spaces as well.
Okay. So I think that gives a really good overview of the partnership between these two companies. So if we talk a little bit about the industry, what industries are you seeing high demand for Ainstein and Sundance's products in right now? And maybe what do you see as the future of the UK market, specifically in the aerospace industry?
Well, so the current product range is typically used in drones, and it's mainly in surveillance. And what I'm hoping to see is that some of the newer modules, especially the dual band units, can be used in high-end sort of viticulture and horticulture for applications like partial spraying, controlled spraying as well. But also going forward, having it in large-scale agriculture. And that could also be drone-based. So it could be a combination where you have a drone going around and you can have a vehicle on the ground doing whatever you need to do in a farm. And so I see the combination of the newer modules and the older modules being quite interesting. In terms of mass market, then I think the drone use for delivery of critical spare parts and healthcare, medicine to remote areas will be booming at some point. But I can't see any need for local delivery of groceries. I mean, if we can't get out of the street and buy our daily groceries, that'll be a sad day.
Maggie, what do you think about that?
I completely agree with Fleming. We of course see a need just with the world today in the tactical space. So intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance is something that there's always going to be a demand for. I think Fleming touched a little bit on last mile delivery. So you're of course going to have the Amazons, the Walmarts, the UPSs of the world looking to kind of get those products to you in 30 minutes or less. So it does represent a big opportunity, but that certainly is a bit away. I think we would all agree. From a commercial drone perspective, I think that there's really a need for purpose-built drones, and I think that market is widely expanding in both market verticals and size. So what we really see growth in is precision agriculture, the utility-based drones, insurance inspection drones, believe it or not. Construction inspections are something that has really come into fleet volume for us, as well as the medical device delivery, supply delivery, and cargo drones. Those are really needs that we see both in first and third world countries that really drones can provide benefits to the world as well. So our hope really is through some of these purpose-built drones and commercial drones that we're going to find ways to add positive change through technology, and we really can make that our world a safer and smarter place.
That's a great answer. Maggie, as a follow-up to that, with all of those opportunities that you talked about, where can we expect to see Einstein in the next 5 years?
That's really a wonderful question. I think that we know that, as I mentioned before, that there's always going to be a good fit in the tactical space for what our products do today for above ground level measurements. So really what our focus is now is rapidly expanding presence in commercial drone market spaces. So construction, agriculture, last mile delivery. You also have kind of the future of the world, which is maybe going to be in that AAM, advanced air mobility space. So the taxis of the world eventually will be airborne. And that's something that, while a ways away, is something that many of the larger fleets are also looking at today. Outside of aero, vehicle, 4D imaging radar and LiDAR-like radar sensors are really coming up in the market space. We have a lower overall cost of ownership. There's always the all-weather component and any lighting condition that radar really brings forward in that world. You're going to see Einstein really in a camera and radar fusion space. We believe that the end goal is really going to be a complementary set of solutions that are going to allow the end users the best visibility, enhanced visibility overall, to be able to meet that market demand. From commercial vehicle applications, for what we see, we're going to see ourselves in semi-trucks, commercial fleet vehicles, specialty vehicles, both on and off-road. So a lot of that object detection and avoidance is really going to be something that's going to be integrated into our daily lives. And then the last one that we have is really sports. So we're very focused on democratizing radar technology, so making it available to the masses, if you will. So our goal really is to bring that to the market. Radar sensors are going to improve our performance in professional sports and the technology that we're able to offer. So that really involves being portable, being affordable, and then having that multi-sport capability so that everyone's going to be able to improve their game at a commercial level. So we're very excited about those.
Yeah. Fleming, where do you see Sundance in the next 5 years?
Well, as I said, we don't have a visibility of 5 years out in the future. I think we're sort of taking 1 year at a time and one product evolution at a time. So some of the applications where we're seeing the vision and the LiDARs and the radars, sort of, I see them then sort of coming into one unit, becoming more integrated. Now it's a case of there's a camera manufacturing doing their camera, which then needs to interface to a LiDAR, who needs to interface to a radar. And then I believe these things have to be sort of fusioned together much better to reduce the cost, the weight, and also to increase the performance. Whether Sundance will be doing one of those modules, I doubt it very much, but we'll probably be doing some of the integration of the low level systems and then that's how we're doing for the last 35 years, become a component supplier into a broader system. And then who knows what's going to happen in 5 years. That's a long way off. But that's what we're working on now: integration of vision and radar systems.
That makes sense. So later this month, Einstein and Sundance will both be at DroneX. Maggie, are you able to give us a little preview into what we might see there?
You know, I think overall what we're really looking forward to is interacting directly with the market in the region. It's been a minute since we've been in the UK, so we're very excited to be exhibiting at DroneX in September at the end of this month in London. And so one of the things that we're looking most forward to is interacting with the end users, future purchasers of the product and existing users of the product, really understanding the market demand, market wants and needs, and being able to develop our technology, our next gen tech, to really meet that demand as best we can. So that really comes from the end users and being able to interact with them. So that's the thing that we're most looking forward to out of DroneX. But one of the things that we can certainly indicate is that we will have our newest technology at our booth on display, and then we'll also be having some interactive exhibits that we'd love to show everyone. So please stop by our booth.
Awesome. Maggie, Fleming, thank you both so much for taking time to sit down and talk through some of this with me today. Fleming, if folks want to reach out, learn more about Sundance and working with you, how can they get in touch with you?
Well, obviously, we have a very simple website, which is sundance.com. And it's the ongoing question is why we call Sundance. And I keep answering the same answer. It's because it just happened that I lived in a house called Sundance. And that's why the name came about. So contact us on sales@sundance.com.
That's great. And Maggie, if people want to learn more about becoming a distributor of Ainstein, how can they get in touch with you?
You could certainly email. So the same thing. So Ainstein.ai is our website. You're more than welcome to reach out through that. We have a very quick link on our homepage to be able to engage and become a distributor. So we'd certainly love for anyone and everyone to interact with that. We love growing and developing distributors, such great distributors like Sundance. And that's really the future that we see as a global presence within the market space. You can also reach out to us at sales@Ainstein.ai.
That's perfect. That's perfect. So I hope this Q&A gives people who might be looking to work with Ainstein and Sundance just kind of a look at the potential in the partnership here. So thank you both again for your time today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye.